sit that right there, don't go nowhere, little baby gon' shake that, 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 shit, yeah, I like that, bring that right here, sit that right there, don't go.
Welcome back, we back with another reaction video. Today we're reacting to a Stay Awake crime psychology video. School janitor hides teacher's body in closet, has a sandwich, peanut butter jelly, ham and cheese. Was it Subway? What? Jimmy John's? He eating a school lunch and taking a teacher out the game? What is going on here? Well, I guess we'll find out. Let's get into it.
It's something Aaron Leeson Woolley just can't comprehend. 3 days out from his wedding, and his fiancée, Stephanie Scott, is nowhere to be seen.
I'm not seeing her before I go to sleep, or like talking to her, or seeing her in general. It's baffling me, like, where could she be?
This is 27-year-old Aaron Woolley from Leeton, Australia. At the time of this interview, he and his fiancée, 26-year-old Stephanie Scott, were set to be married in just 3 days. However, there was one problem. Stephanie had vanished. On April 3rd, 2015, Aaron invited Stephanie to a friend's party in their hometown of Canawindra. Stephanie declined and opted to stay home to finalize wedding plans instead. When Aaron returned home on April 5th, Stephanie was nowhere in sight. She wasn't responding to his messages, and her car, a red Mazda 3, was nowhere to be found. Trying not to assume the worst, Aaron went to bed that night, but when he woke up the next morning, there was still no sign of Stephanie. He made some calls, and everybody said the same thing. They hadn't heard from her either. Her sister Kim was especially concerned because it happened to be her birthday, and Steph had not reached out at all. Aaron then drove around the neighborhood looking for Steph's vehicle, but had no luck. So that day, April 6th, 2015, at precisely 4:30 p.m., Aaron went to the Leeton police station to report his fiancée missing. The authorities immediately sprung into action. They first tried to use the Find My iPhone feature to locate her cell phone, but for whatever reason, it wasn't working. They then accessed her bank records and saw that her last transactions were in Griffith on Saturday, when she stopped at a Continental Tailor's to buy cufflinks, then at a Sea Foley to buy a bikini. With no activity for more than 48 hours, law enforcement urged the public to contact them with any information that might help bring Stephanie home.
News of Stephanie's disappearance has spread like wildfire on social media, but police say any sightings or new information should go straight to Crime Stoppers, not online.
Sometimes these comments that are put on there can be pivotal to our investigation.
With the help of the community, organized searches of Leeton were conducted. Since Stephanie's vehicle was also missing, their first theory was that she might have gotten in an accident and crashed somewhere along the countryside. So a helicopter was used to search the nearby highways.
Her family has hired a chopper to search overhead, fearing she could have crashed along a remote road somewhere in the Riverina.
Now, wherever she is, she's obviously, there's no method of communication to anyone else, so she'd be starting to feel pretty alone if she's in a car trapped or whatever the circumstances are.
While these searches took place, officers interviewed Stephanie's family, friends, and co-workers. They asked if Stephanie might be a runaway bride, but her inner circle assured them that that was not possible. Steph had made no mention of having cold feet and only showed excitement about the wedding. While interviewing one of Stephanie's colleagues, officers discovered that on April 5th, the day that she went missing, Stephanie reached out asking if she could borrow their keys to the school. Apparently, she wanted to make sure that her students had everything they needed while she was away on her honeymoon. Steph and this colleague then met up at the school at around 11 a.m. and walked together to unlock the gate. Stephanie then relocked the gate behind her, putting her keys in her pocket and entering the school. Upon hearing this timeline, authorities decided to go to the school themselves to search for more evidence. They looked at the alarm system and discovered that Stephanie had disarmed the alarm at 1:31 p.m. and rearmed it at 1:38 p.m. Officers asked around about who else was working that day. Another one of Stephanie's colleagues said that they saw the school janitor, Vincent Stanford, cleaning out the garbage bins. However, Vincent wasn't on the schedule and shouldn't have been there. So the officers went to Vincent's home at 77 Maiden Avenue to speak with him. He told them that he did drop by the school to clean the bins and stuff, but left for the supermarket right after to go shopping for dinner. As the officers left, he grinned at them and said, "But hey, good luck with the search." Officers promptly contacted the supermarket that Vincent had supposedly gone to and learned that they weren't even open on April 5th, as it was also Easter Sunday. With conflicting stories, officers went back to Vincent's residence to speak with him again. He wasn't home this time, but his mom and brother were, and they gave the authorities consent to search the property. Outside, they saw tire tracks going from the front of the house into the backyard. Upstairs in Vincent's bedroom, sitting on his desk, were the keys that Stephanie had borrowed. Authorities immediately declared the property a crime scene and secured the premises. Not long after, Vincent arrived home in his white Toyota Hilux. He told the detectives that he was out taking photographs. His vehicle was immediately seized. They noticed that his tires were wider than the tracks on the property, leading them to believe the tracks may have belonged to Stephanie's vehicle. In the back of his Toyota Hilux were MDF boards covered in what appeared to be blood, and in the passenger seat was a digital camera. On the memory card, they found 2 images of a burnt female corpse. He was promptly arrested and charged with aggravated assault in relation to Stephanie's disappearance.
Vincent Stanford, the man believed to have killed Leeton School
That guy's a sicko. That guy is a sicko. No, 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 no. You took video of you burning her body? It's a special place for people like you. What the what the Rest in peace, Rebecca. Damn.
Schoolteacher Stephanie Scott has been charged with her murder. In a grim breakthrough, it's believed police discovered a graphic photo of a burnt body on a mobile phone. They have also allegedly found bloodstains in a car.
It's tragic for the family, it's tragic for the people of Luton, it's tragic for the people of New South Wales and society in general.
Investigators later found more items on Vincent's property, including a trunk liner for a Mazda 3, a fuel can, a red brassiere, a knife, and a set of handcuffs, all with blood on them. These items were bagged and sent to the crime lab.
Today, detectives continued to comb the home of accused killer Vincent Stanford, removing several bags of evidence, including a computer.
This computer was found in Vincent's bedroom and was seized for forensic analysis. The next day, April 9th, 2015, just 6.5 miles away from Vincent's residence, Stephanie's vehicle was found abandoned in a field.
Let's get the latest now from 9 Dimity Clancy, who joins us on the phone from the Channel 9 chopper. Dimity, what can you see and where are you?
Good morning. We are about 8.5 k's west of Leeton. 8.5 k's on the Griffith Road.
At this exact moment, Vincent was being transported from the Leeton Police Station to the Junee Correctional Center, and the police carrier he was in was spotted driving down the highway right past the car he had dumped just days earlier. The car had a substantial amount of human blood in the trunk and on the rear bumper. These blood samples, as well as the items from Vincent's house, were all tested and confirmed to contain Stephanie's DNA. The forensic analysis of Vincent's computer revealed that right before Stephanie went missing, on April 4th and 5th, he had made many damning searches, including widow knives, sharpest knife you can buy, and serial killer knives. He also bought a set of flexi cuffs and a dagger-style knife that was set to arrive on April 14th. On April 10th, the police received a lead from a witness named Brendan Lyons, who had apparently seen a Toyota Hilux near the main canal in Leeton on the day Stephanie went missing.
What does he mean, serial killer knives? Was he planning to do this to more people? Or was this his first... I don't know what he got going on, but this sounds crazy as hell.
He said Vincent got out of the vehicle and threw what appeared to be a laptop into the water before running back to his vehicle and driving away. With the help of divers, detectives immediately followed this lead and began searching for the laptop. Also on April 10th, family, friends, and community members gathered at the gates of Leeton High School to share their prayers for Stephanie.
She'd understand everything. If you had problems at home, had problems anywhere, you could just speak to her about it. She was amazing. Just want to thank her heaps for everything she's done for us, and we're still praying for her.
She was just such a lovely, vibrant person that fitted in with everyone and everything. And she was well loved by the teachers, the students, and everyone that virtually met her.
She was like one of the nicest teachers I've ever known.
Tragically, at about 5 p.m. that same day, investigators discovered the burnt remains of a human body on the edge of Cocopara National Park, about 43 miles away from Leeton. These remains were later identified as Stephanie Scott. No clothing was found at the scene, and Stephanie's jewelry, including her engagement ring, was nowhere to be found. On April 11th, 2015, instead of marrying the love of his life, a devastated Aaron spent the day at Mountford Park with family and friends, where they all mourned the loss of Stephanie.
The community here in Leeton, of course, isn't the only community that is remembering Stephanie this morning. Women right around the country have been hanging their wedding dresses outside their homes as a tribute, and some brides have also reportedly been adding a little bit of yellow into their own weddings in her honour.
As this took place, lead detective Tim Clark was contacted by the Junee Correctional Center. Vincent wanted to speak with him. Detective Clark, along with Detective Justin Milne, drove to the jail and sat down with Vincent for an interview.
The time now is 5 minutes to 7 p.m. on the 11th of April 2015. Can you tell me what it is you would like to speak to me about?
I want to confess to the charges placed against me.
Okay, and so when you say you want to confess, can you tell me what the what you wish to say to me?
I agree to the charges and confess to the murder of Stephanie. I can't remember her surname.
Okay, so Stephanie Scott?
Yes.
Do you wish to tell me what the circumstances are surrounding the murder of Stephanie Scott?
Remember her name, brother?
You went a little nuts, did you? Can you tell me what you mean by going a little nuts?
I couldn't stop myself from doing it. I've had anger attacks in the past. I've been treated for that. I think I just need to see a psychiatrist about it. I did.
You didn't?
No.
As shocking as Vincent's sudden admission of guilt was, it was crucial for the detectives to stay calm. Their job now was to be patient and to extract every detail possible to help secure a conviction. They asked Vincent to describe the series of events leading up to Stephanie's murder, from the moment he first saw her.
Where were you at that time? I was working. Had our pressure cleaner out to clean the garbage bins and put some of the garbage bins upstairs. That's when I saw her.
After you saw her?
Yes.
Did you say anything to her at that time?
No.
Did she say anything to you?
No.
Did she see you?
I think so.
No, you think so?
I walked by the door, so she probably knew I was there.
But you didn't say anything to her?
No.
So what? She's in that room alone, is that right? She in that?
Yes.
In that side alone. Did she, you said you got a feeling that you had to do it. What feeling? Can you describe that to me upon seeing her? What feeling came over you? Like, what did you feel?
That I had to kill her. I wasn't angry or anything.
What?
Basically emotionless, just that I had to kill her. I did it at the high school. I beat her to death.
You beat her to death?
Yes.
Can you tell me how you beat her to death?
With my fists.
And whereabouts at the high school did you do that?
At the main entrance to the left, the second storage area inside of that.
In the second storage area?
Yes.
So the main entrance.
Once you pass the inner gate to the left, the second storage area on the left side.
How did you get Stephanie into that area?
I picked her up and threw her in there.
Did she say anything to you at that time?
No.
And where was she going when you picked her up and threw her in there?
Outside.
Can you tell me where you got those scratches from?
Several of them are from Stephanie Scott.
And how did she do that?
With her fingernails.
And when did she do that?
When I tried to kill her. When I killed her.
When you killed her?
Yes.
Okay, so you say that you've... Can you just tell me exactly what happened when she walked... When you first... You said you're waiting for her to come out, were you? You're waiting for her to finish her work?
Yes.
Okay. What exactly happened then? When she finished her work, what did you do?
Vincent proceeded to go into more detail, saying that Stephanie passed him while she was leaving the school.
And what words did she say to you?
I'm going. Have a happy Easter. I picked her up from behind, with my right hand over her mouth and my left hand around the middle. I dragged her into the store. I closed the door behind us, chucked her on the floor, and I beat her to death.
You say with your fists?
Yes.
He said he was surprised at how strong she was for her size. She violently clawed at him, fighting for her life, while he punched her 30 to 40 times.
Did she use any other weapon?
I did use a knife as well.
A knife?
Yes, a clip point knife.
He's a
sicko. With that knife?
I beat her, and I hit her in her carotid artery with the knife.
Okay. Did she say anything to you at any time?
No.
Did she scream at all?
No, I had one of my hands around her throat so she couldn't.
After killing Stephanie, Vincent left her on the storage room floor and went home for lunch. During the 10 minutes he was at home, he ate a cheese sandwich and had a coffee before returning to the school to take care of the body.
I put her in a car. I drove the car to my home until the evening, and I went to pick up my car. Was in my house. At night, I drove to Kookaburra National Park. I dumped her just past Jack's Creek, the left-hand side. I burned her body. I drove her.
There's something wrong with him, bro. He's making this sound too casual. Like, bro, he's describing this like it was a stroll in the park. Like he just went to go walk his dog. Like, what the fuck? What's wrong with that nigga? My bad. What's wrong with that indigo? What is wrong with him? First he said something about fits of rage they used to get, like, but you just said you wasn't mad. She said have a happy Easter. You said you're not gonna have a life. It's something wrong.
Car back to Pike Road, and I walked home.
What did you go back there for?
Just wanted to see if she was still there.
What did you think might have happened to her if you just wanted to see if she was still there?
Thought maybe the wildlife was taking her.
Not only does Vincent's story line up with the evidence gathered thus far, but the matter-of-fact tone, the complete lack of emotion, and the sheer detail included in his horrifying descriptions make this confession seem totally sincere. Taking Vincent's word, the detectives were left wondering what exactly triggered him to kill Stephanie in the first place.
Are you going to tell me
It was a Sunday.
why you got angry at Stephanie and why you wanted to kill her?
I didn't really feel anger. I just wanted to kill her.
Oh, so you didn't feel anger?
No, I just wanted to kill her.
Okay. On your camera, you had 2 photos of a deceased body.
Yes.
Are those photographs of Stephanie?
Yes.
Can you tell me why you took those photographs of Stephanie?
I think I might have some mental problems.
To Vincent's credit, there is some evidence to back up his beliefs that he has mental issues. During the initial search, a notebook was found in Vincent's room, which contained several violent drawings depicting women in terrifying situations. There was also evidence that he had been tracking the movement of 4 potential victims within Leeton. One of his notes said Home Alone 1540, plenty of time to abduct. Directly underneath the notebook was a binder containing thousands of photos. All of them captured the victims from their neck down, cutting off their faces. All of this evidence corresponded with psychopathy. His
psychopathy. Okay. So I'm assuming that my question's gonna get answered. He typed in serial killer knife. Was that because he's already doing, or he was planning to become? I'm assuming he's planning to become a serial killer. What kind of plan is this? What kind of career path is this?
graphic illustrations pointed to an interest in violence. His notes showed premeditation, pointing to a lack of empathy, and the decapitated photos pointed to his inability to connect with other people. Being well aware of Vincent's secret life, the detectives wondered when exactly his dark fantasies progressed into violence.
Do you have any, like you say, you had mental problems and aggression in your past? Have you had any issues with that, like with the police or anyone like that?
About 10 or 12 years ago, I attacked a teacher and I was put into a mental hospital for 2 months.
Okay. How old were you then?
13 or 14 years old.
What did you do to that teacher?
Tried to strangle her. I've had a lot of fighting thoughts, but I've never acted on them.
Okay. So when you say you had a lot of violent thoughts, can you describe to me what those thoughts have been?
I've killed various people I've met.
Yep.
Hurting them. I've never done anything to me to deserve it.
With a confession under their belt and this previous case to prove Vincent's violent tendencies, the detectives concluded the interview. On April 13, 2015, Stephanie's autopsy found that the direct cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. Bruises were found on the right side of Stephanie's face, and there was a small laceration on the right eyebrow. There was a nasal fracture, a blowout fracture of the right eye, and 2 stab wounds on the right side of her neck. The police also recovered the laptop that Vincent had thrown into the main canal. They were able to recover its contents, and lo and behold, it was Stephanie's work laptop. The forensics team was able to access Vincent's phone and found more photos of Stephanie's body before she was burned. On April 21st, 2015, a second interview was conducted with Vincent, this time at the Wagga Wagga police station. The main goals were to clarify and challenge some of the information that he had previously provided, and to find out what he did with Stephanie's engagement ring. Despite spending the last 10 days behind bars, Vincent can't seem to wipe the childish grin off his face.
Do you remember making a comment about good luck finding her, or?
Yeah, good luck with the search.
Yep. Was that did you genuinely mean that, or you knew she was burnt dead somewhere? Did you mean that? Or
I know she was burnt. Might have meant the comment.
You meant the, yep.
Yeah.
Did you want us to find Stephanie?
No, I didn't want to get caught, but...
Yep. What did you think would happen if you got caught?
Would have gone to jail.
Yep. As you didn't want that, you knew it wasn't right what you did.
Yeah.
Yep.
The ability to distinguish right from wrong plays an important role in building an insanity defense. Luckily for the detectives, Vincent just admitted that he knew what he did was wrong, lowering the probability of this type of defense being successful if used in court.
Good job, detective.
So, what clothes did you have of hers at that time?
The things she wore, her short pants, her sandals, her underwear, her bra, and her shirt.
And a shirt?
Yeah.
Okay. What about her earrings, engagement ring?
Don't know, I might have taken that off earlier.
Okay, so, but you do remember taking an engagement ring off a finger?
Yeah, she wore 2 rings.
Wore 2 rings? On the same finger, were they, or?
No, different fingers.
Yeah, what fingers were they on, do you remember?
And then her right index finger on the other on the left, I think.
Where'd you put her engagement ring?
Oh no, chucked so much stuff out.
Yep. So you got rid of that with the clothes, did you, or?
I would have chucked it in a bin somewhere when I chucked everything else out.
In both of his interviews, Vincent was able to provide many details about Stephanie's belongings. But when it came to the engagement ring, he seemed suspiciously blank.
Can you think where that could be?
No.
Was that in a bin? Do you know if that was taken to a bin? Do you know if that was thrown out a window? Do you know?
It would be in a bin somewhere, but I have no idea where.
Which you don't know which bin?
No.
A bin in the Beaton or a bin in Griffith?
Beaton, probably.
Can you tell me why you chose the bra to take as a souvenir?
Maybe the dress was too messed up from getting it off her, torn a bit.
And did you like her bra?
Didn't really care, to be honest.
The interrogation came to an end, but Vincent's childish grin remained. On April 22nd, 2015, about 1,000 people attended Stephanie's funeral at Eat Your Greens in Eugowra, the same venue she was meant to be married at. While Vincent was behind bars, detectives discovered that he had a twin brother named Marcus Stanford, who lived in South Australia in the city of Mount Barker. Vincent had been making several calls to his brother, which were all being monitored and reviewed by investigators. During one of these calls, the following conversation.
So you telling me God made 2 of these ugly ass, gremlin looking, Schmeagle looking mother. Yeah, they say God don't make no mistakes. Twin mistakes, God. I don't want to be that guy. But look at this.
Marcus Stanford.
One wasn't enough? It's not enough? Look at this. Y'all could be like, oh, it's the evil twin and the good twin. They both ugly, huh? Throw that in the trash can.
Who lived in South Australia in the city of Mount Barker. Vincent had been making several calls to his brother, which were all being monitored and reviewed by investigators. During one of these calls, the following conversation took place. So, what did you do with the stuff I sent you? Exactly what you told me to do. Did you get a fair bit for it? Yeah. That's good. Leeton detectives promptly reached out to the Mount Barker Police Department and requested their help investigating Marcus's involvement. 4 months later, Marcus was arrested and his phone was seized. An interview with him finally took place, and the detectives immediately confronted him about the April 5th phone call.
There's your number there.
Yeah.
And then there's Vincent's number there.
Yeah.
So during that phone call,
Yeah.
Are you able to indicate what it was you spoke about then?
Basically, I called him because he wanted to contact me on the 5th, and he didn't call again. So I called him, see if he was after anything in particular. Then he asked for my address because he wanted to send me an envelope. And what else did we talk about? Pretty much his work. Yeah.
Did he tell you what he was doing at the time?
I don't believe so, no.
Do you agree that he made a phone call, administration phone call to you?
Yes.
On that morning?
Yes.
Or during that day anyway?
Yeah.
And it went for approximately 40 minutes?
40? I don't believe so.
No? How long do you think it went for?
Maybe 10. I don't believe they're allowed to make phone calls that long.
They're only allowed, well, as you would be aware, it is 6-minute limits on phone calls. Yeah. But for an administration call, the first call, your admin call, there's no time limit on that call.
Okay.
Did he tell you what he was doing at that time?
He said he was driving around, so I asked him where to, but he didn't provide a clear answer.
Okay. So now, I can tell you that the time of that phone call is after Stephanie Scott had been murdered.
Okay.
So did he mention anything to you about murdering Stephanie at that point?
No.
In that conversation, that telephone conversation?
No.
Not only was there a 40-minute call on the day of the murder, but there were several phone calls the day prior that lasted over 30 minutes each, as well as a plethora of text conversations that were later deleted. Detectives found it extremely hard to believe that Marcus had no clue what Vincent was planning.
I can't exactly recall now. It's been quite a while.
Yep.
Can't exactly remember.
Okay. At any time during that conversation, did Vincent mention to you that he was wanting to murder anyone or wanted to do anything like that?
No.
So there was no discussion in that phone call about anything about what he did the following day?
No, not at all.
Okay. Have you at any point spoken with Vincent about the murder of Stephanie Scott?
I've never actually discussed his charges with him. No.
Has he ever mentioned any of the times you've spoken with him? Has he ever mentioned to you anything that he did in relation to the murder of Stephanie Scott?
The only thing he's ever said that I was pleading guilty, but that was a while back. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but he never actually discussed what he did. No. Okay. I learned more about it from reading the news and the brief than I did from him.
So did you ask him if he did it?
No, didn't.
So in relation to the 2 rings,
yeah.
He told me
theft by receipt, man. Get him out of here.
And who did you sell them to?
Adelaide Jewelers in Nutbury, Australia.
And why did you do that?
Misplaced loyalty to my brother, I would say.
Misplaced loyalty?
Yeah.
Marcus had pawned the rings on May 9th, 2015 for $705. He later used this money to purchase a plane ticket to visit his brother in jail. But the rings weren't the only items that Vincent sent Marcus to dispose of. In the same envelope was Stephanie's driver's license.
Do you agree that that's their photographs of Stephanie Scott's driver's license?
Yeah.
Are they the photos that you took?
Yes.
Can you tell me why it's those photos?
I'm not too sure. At the time I thought in case I ever needed to show police, but I'm not too sure exactly why.
Why would you do any of this?
Taken for a memento?
No. I burnt it in my wood fire.
Is that the one inside the house?
Yes.
And how come you burnt it?
Oh, okay.
Just misplaced loyalty to my brother.
And you keep referring to having a misplaced loyalty to your brother.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, thinking about it now, I should have come forward with the envelope to the detectives in South Australia.
But you didn't.
It's safe to say, to assume that this misplaced loyalty you're referring to is you covering for your brother, trying to hide evidence?
Not exactly hiding evidence. Since he was already being charged, and I was quite certain he'd eventually be convicted. It was more just doing what he asked me to do.
However Marcus wanted to justify his actions, the bottom line is that he helped Vincent dispose of valuable evidence. The interview was wrapped up and he was charged with accessory after the fact to murder. Ultimately, Vincent and Marcus both pled guilty to their charges. Leading up to Vincent's sentencing hearing, he was interviewed and assessed by forensic psychiatrist Anna Rabillard. Her report detailed his violent thoughts and how being around other people stressed him out to an intolerable level. He had even thought about killing someone since he was 7 or 8 years old. He said that he did not enjoy killing Stephanie, but acknowledged that it reduced his overall tension and overwhelming urges. Further psychological testing found that he had a pattern of social and interpersonal deficits consisting of the inability to experience strong emotions, extreme detachment, and indifference to others. He had elevated scores on the sadistic aggressive scale, but had surprisingly low scores for psychopathic tendencies. In the end, Vincent Stanford was sentenced to life in prison for Stephanie's murder, and an additional 15 years for assault charges. After his sentencing, Stephanie's mother made a statement to the public.
Stephanie embodied all that is good about humankind. She made a tangible difference to the lives of so many people. Stephanie would want us to resume our lives. We need to be kind to ourselves and let the music and fun back in.
As for the twin brother Marcus, he was sentenced to 15 months in jail for being an accessory after the fact to the murder of Stephanie Scott. And he was released in September of 2016.
I just want to say sorry for what I've done, for the hurt I caused the family. And, it's out for now. I hope I won't cause any more trouble. I did a really stupid thing, and unfortunately I can't take it back.
In 2019, Marcus was interviewed by the media, and he said that his and his brother's actions continued to haunt him. He stated, "I did things for my brother, and for most days I've been trying to put it behind me. Now I don't want anything to do with him. I have no contact with him, and I don't want any." On November 1st, 2016, less than a month after Vincent's sentencing, Stephanie's father, Robert Scott, was found dead at the family farm.
This is just the most tragic news. What we know is this. Emergency services were called to a farm on the Marmy Road, just near Canoundra at about midday today.
Robert Scott. I've been trying to put it behind me. Now I don't want anything to do with him. I have no contact with him, and I don't want any. On November 1st, 2016, less than a month after Vincent's sentencing, Stephanie's father, Robert Scott, was found dead at the family farm.
This is just the most tragic news. What we know is this. Emergency services were called to a farm on the Marmy Road, just near Canoundra at about midday today. It appears that Bob Scott was hit by a falling tree while clearing the property. His body was found sometime this morning.
His funeral service was held at the same place as Stephanie's, the Eat Your Greens event venue. 5 years later, in 2021, a civil lawsuit that Stephanie's family filed against the NSW Education Department and Vincent's employer, Colin Joss & Co., was settled. This resulted in the department strengthening their guidelines to support the health and safety of teachers and staff when working alone in workplaces. Aaron has since found love, gotten married, and started a family. Together, he and his wife have a daughter and a dog named Benson. And every year on October 14th at 3 p.m., the time of Stephanie's birth, her mother Marilyn asks the community to enjoy a cup of tea and Arnott's mint slice biscuits, Stephanie's favorite, in her honor.
Even through all the tragedy, let me go back. Even through all the tragedy, there was a happy ending. Glad that her, what was he again? Her almost husband ended up having the ability to move on. That's a little dope. The twin brother idiocy. I don't like, bro. No. Why were you not trying to tell your brother, don't do this? Now, maybe you didn't have prior knowledge that he was gonna, or that he had tendencies of, but he didn't talk to you at all. Like, y'all are twins. Like, I feel like twins, out of any other type of sibling, should be so in sync. So to me, it's like, it doesn't make sense that you didn't know anything. You only helped them after the fact. But hey, he served the time. You say it was misplaced loyalty, I guess. The only way I really could see preventing this is, well, I would have said background checks, but I'm pretty sure they had a background check before this man got hired. I don't think he really had like a crazy criminal past, or they would have spoke on that. So I think it was just he has tendencies of a psychopath. Also, might have been a serial killer, because it seemed like he was trying to target multiple people, and he caught Stephanie by convenience. Like, she was just there when he was in that mode. So I'm glad they caught him and stopped him from doing what he was thinking or planning to do, had inclinations of doing. Like, there's something wrong with him. Multiple pictures of severed bodies? Nah, get him off the streets. Nope, we don't need to see it. That's the end of the video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the video, share your thoughts on the video in the comment section below. Hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date when I drop videos on this channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe, y'all. Bye.
Would you take this dance from? Little baby, you got your man to say. You ever stumble by the center? She got my hand, we doing spins in the sand. Got me in the trance, moves way too advanced. I'm a novice in this dance, nigga. You got